Maurizio Pochettino, you made that massive mistake that Chelsea Football Club cannot forgive. Because Chelsea Football Club, you need to understand this one point. The minute Maurizio Pochettino publicly throws the players under the bus, it's time to cut ties. Because there's no coming back from this. These players are down to ride for him. But yet, this man came out and threw them all under the bus after one defeat to Sheffield United. And for me, that is criminal. I'm going to give you the quotes. They're not very nice. They are actually horrible from Pochettino. And he's not the tribal chief. He's not head of the table. He's got nothing like Roman Reigns in him. He's not leading nobody. And the reality is, it's absolutely embarrassing from Pochettino. Then we find out why Thiago Silva was back into the team. And what's funny about it, I don't even think it was a Pochettino decision because this article debunks it. And we also find out very interesting information. We've got £28 million coming back into the club for PSR regulations. And how does that happen? Well, I'm going to explain it to you later in the video. So I need two things from every single one of you right now. Number one, in the comments below, let me know it. Are you Poch in or are you Poch out? It's as simple as that. You know my stance. I think at the end of the season, 1st of June, big man, here's your P45. I don't want you at Chelsea Football Club. Until then, we're going to have to ride it out. Sad, but the honest truth. Secondly, have you subscribed to the channel? Because this is the content that you lot need to hear. You don't want to hear, you need to hear. And secondly, make sure you hit that like button. It's the best way to let YouTube know this content's actually popping and more people should come here. And it's the best way you guys can support me. Don't need your super thanks. I don't need your super chats. I just need you lot to support me in that way. Let's keep it stepping. So Chelsea lost yesterday and it's put a big dent into Chelsea getting 6th. And it's funny for me to even say that because there's two avenues, right? You can even say, Chelsea gets 6th, be serious. We're absolutely a mid-table club these days. Or you can say, Chelsea gets 6th, you're aiming a bit high, mate, don't you think so? Like, because we weren't expecting it, so it would have been a beautiful bonus. It is frustrating, let's be honest. However, and the reality is, Maurizio Pochettino came out after the game, and what he said for me hurt. Because this is the first sign of everything we heard after the Manchester United game was a lie. It's a shamble. It's a facade. Oh, the players are still backing him. Oh, look at the way they're hugging him. And I'm falling for it. I'm one of the people that fell for it. Because I was like, yo, Enzo's knee sliding. People that back each other don't come out and say the comments he said. Without further ado, he said, I'm 52 years old. I can very quickly tell you whether a team's ready to compete or not. We'll stop right there. Firstly, you're 52 years old and you still don't understand what it is to build a system in the team. So I don't know how you can tell us if a team can compete or not. Secondly, at your big boy age of 52, I think you should be able to understand the importance of you as the head of the table, as the tribal chief, as the individual that is going to be leading this team going forward. Where is your advice? Where is your guidance? Where is your repertoire to build a rapport with the players to make sure that they're doing the fundamentals properly? Where's your trust in all of the accessory pieces which are meant to be outside of the team that get added to the first team? You're not doing your job. Then he said, the team's not mature enough to play a game 3 days after and win. I'm sorry. What a load of nonsense. You're playing Sheffield United, the team that have conceded 80 goals in 30 games, and you put it to 82. You scored 2 goals. Are you really telling me? Are you really telling me we needed to score 3 or 4 to guarantee a victory? Are you really telling me 8 games in a row of conceding 2 games a game? Every game, 2 goals for 8 games. Oh my God, the fact I'm saying it is hard to say. It's acceptable. So you're telling me, rather than having to score 1 to win a game, we have to score every week 3 goals. Nah, Poch, it doesn't work like that. You're 52 years old. You told me, you're 52 years old, you understand the maturity. Then he continued with his nonsense. He said, I'm not a magician. This is a process. Processes take 3 to 5 years to build. 3 or 5 years. That is nonsense. Because I'll explain to you something. I don't expect you to win the league title. I don't expect you to be 2nd or 3rd. I don't even expect you to be 4th this year. I just wanted 5th. And I don't think it's unreasonable to want 5th. It looks like Tottenham are going to finish 5th. And Tottenham are going to get somewhere in and around 70 to 75 points. Is it unreasonable for me to ask a team that's got so much talent in it, because we do have talent in it, it's evident when we play in the big occasions, that they all step up and they all are ready for the fight, to get more points. No, it's not. Because what is really annoying is what he says after. He said, we struggle to compete against teams like this. And what does teams like this mean? Because I've got statistical evidence for you, but I also have characteristics that what I think he means. I think he means in elements where the team is so much worse than us on paper, because clearly they're not worse than us, they're getting points against us, that the players don't big themselves up to get amped up for the game. That's you. That's on you, big man. You are meant to be the catalyst that puts a little fire up their ass to make sure that they do their jobs. You're meant to be the individual that motivates them. You're the manager. You're the coach. You're the person in charge. Once again, you're head of the table. You are Roman Reigns in this situation. However, Chelsea Football Club have not held him accountable, so he thinks he can say whatever he wants. And why is it the evidence is there? Well, this season alone so far, after 31 games, we have dropped 2 points against Sheffield United, bottom of the table. 2 points against Burnley, 19th. It gets worse. Wolves, 11th place, 6 points. Brentford, 3 points. Forest, 3 points. And Bournemouth, 2 points. Don't worry, we still have to play Bournemouth and Forest final 2 days of the season. So it's very easy to understand that there could be more points dropped. However, do you not see a pattern with those teams? All bottom half teams, all teams that we are expected to pick up points. Maybe you can have 1 or 2 of those in the season. You're not meant to have 6 or 7 of those in the season and be a respectable team. And what makes it even harder is he says there's a process. A process would mean we struggle against the top teams. A process would mean we don't get the wins in the games that are against teams that are just fundamentally better than us. A process doesn't mean you struggle consistently against little teams, because this is what it is. It's consistent struggling. And it's frustrating to see in the long run, we have not developed this year. People will point to, Alex, we've got to a Carabao Cup final. We could get to an FA Cup final. It's Man City, guys. Be serious. And more importantly, we could still finish 7th. We've got 8 games, and in my opinion, if we win 4, draw 2, and lose 2, there's a chance we make it. But the problem is, I don't think we deserve it. And honestly, I think it might do more damage than good if we made it. Like, we are at that stage. And for me, that makes me sick. The fact that he's got me to a stage now where I watch Chelsea, and I always want Chelsea to win. I can't lie to you. There was only one occasion the other day where, you know, when Palmer got that penalty, it was 3-2, and I looked at it and I'm like, do we really need Palmer to score this? And we get a 3-3 draw, and then all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, but we got a last-minute draw, it's great. Well, luckily he did, because then we went on and won it. But it's putting it in a position where I want Poch sacked so badly that short-term pain might be good long-term, like, solution. And it's frustrating, but it is what it is, and that's the situation that Pochettino has put us in. Speaking about the squad, and it looks like Thiago Silva was back into the team, and the reason apparently for it was because there was a lot of support in the team to get him back. There were a lot of individuals that asked for him to get back in, and I'll tell you now, he weren't the reason we lost. People can point fingers all they want. He was nowhere near the reason we lost, because some of the issues that are at heart at Chelsea are deeper than just individual players. It's structure. We have seen this many times. We've conceded 53 goals. So if we're going to start pointing a finger at Thiago Silva now, it's very funny. We have got structural issues. And until that is resolved, nothing fixes. And what's even more hilarious now, what do you do next game against Everton? Do you drop Thiago Silva? Do you get rid of it? Because I'll be honest, Thiago Silva for me starts. As long as Colwell's not fit, Thiago Silva's better than Disasi, he's better than Trevor Chalobah, and he's better than Badiashile. So he starts. I don't know what we're doing now. This is an absolute mess. Final point, from a financial standpoint, it looks like Chelsea Football Club are going to be receiving £28 million from Newcastle for Lewis Hall. So the Lewis Hall loan was very interesting because it was contingent on a few clauses. It wasn't minutes, it was the place that Newcastle would finish, according to Ben Jacobs. Ben Jacobs is reporting that next week it will be mathematically impossible for Newcastle to finish below 15th. As a result, Chelsea will receive their payment. At the moment, Chelsea have got only 4 million, and the rest, 24 million, will come after Newcastle secure that. I'm guessing it's due to financial reasons. But what I find interesting in this move is we could have really used Lewis Hall this year. Now, it's really annoying to see because Lewis Hall or Ian Maatsen are no worse than Ben Chilwell or Marco Correa. They're on the ball better, their ability to be more athletic better, their ability to be just pests and rats. But the problem is, Lewis Hall would have got eaten up in this team because there's no structure. It's the same way Cucurella is getting eaten up. It's the same way what Ben Chilwell gets bullied when he plays. It's the same way Ian Batson would have got bullied. Poch is a massive issue. Until we resolve that issue, there's no point trying to point fingers at other avenues. The directors, the board, the owners, it doesn't matter because they're a big issue too, and they're an issue that we should get to, but we need to control the things we can at the moment. And the club can sack Pochettino at the end of the year, and as they should. But it looks like Amorim has gone to Liverpool, which hurts my soul. For those of you that know, I've been calling for this for at least 2 years. And we're going to see what Amorim does. But it is what it is, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you lot enjoyed this video. If you lot are interested in the pros and cons of the Zerbi, I send you over here. If you lot are interested in an in-depth analysis of Victor Osimhen that I did, I'll send you over here. That's good Kavkas View content for you lot. So good people, have a lovely day. See you later.